Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I'm your host Luke and I'm here with my nephew Martin today.
Hello.
We are going to be talking about Hope Future 7 SUPERBAD edition, and we're going to be taking you through all the action. And just before we get into everything, we've got some future dates for you for Hope Wrestling shows. The next Hope Future event will take place on the 21st of September, and that will be at the Shirebrook Welfare. Fantastic venue. Get yourself down there, support Hope Wrestling. And the next big Hope show down at Mansfield Forest Town Arena is the 5th anniversary show. One definitely not to be missed. So, moving straight on into the first match, it was in fact the Evolution Challenge. And in this match we had Hustle Malone, and who else?
We had Kai Payne.
Kai Payne, the 6th person to try and beat Hustle for a shot on the main roster. So, firstly, what did you think about this match?
It was actually a really good match. Yeah.
It was really good, exactly. I was very impressed by Kai Payne. We started off at the beginning of the night booing him because he's one of the heels.
Yeah.
Brick Lane, he's the leader of Brick Lane, a good heel stable. And he's coming in. He's got face paint on and everything like that. We'll put some pictures on behind us so you can see who Kai Payne is. By the end of the night, it's fair to say that we did a complete flip-flop, and we were actually cheering Kai Payne in the Future Rumble, which we'll get to later on. So, Hustle Malone started off like a house on fire on this one. He really took it to Kai Payne, tried to show him exactly what Hustle Malone is all about, including his new entrance, which I think is very, very cool. He's got a new entrance because he's now been kicked out of Team Mad by orders of King Morley. And Kai Payne showed what he's about. So, you got any other thoughts on that match, Martin?
Not that I can think of.
Not that you can think of. Wonderful. Yeah, so Kai Payne came back, started. It was a bit of a flip-floppy match. It went one way, it went the other. It was a really, really good match. One to get the crowd going, which it certainly did. We were on the front row. We were watching our feet and our drinks all the way through this one. But yeah, fantastic way to start the show. And the winner of this match was, in fact, Kai Payne. So you will be seeing him on the 5th anniversary show, I would imagine. So he's got now a spot on the main roster. I wonder if Brick Lane will be coming up with him as well. Of course, Liam Morley came out and distracted Hustle Malone, which led to Kai Payne picking up the pin 1, 2, 3 to complete the Evolution Challenge. So that is now not going to be a feature on future Hope Future shows.
This match was a 6-man tag match.
Ooh.
And on team number 1 we had Twister, Dirtbug Dave and Rolling. And they were against Forever Young and Joe Nelson.
So yeah, a real showcase of the up-and-comers in this one, especially with Forever Young and Joe Nelson, who is in fact the new Kings of Flight champion, beating El Ligero in his Open Kings of Flight challenge. Thoughts on this one, Martin?
It was a good match.
Yeah, it was a good match, back and forth. Again, with them being up and comers, I thought with the crowd not really knowing who they are, it took them a while to warm up to this one.
Yeah.
Also, with a smaller ring, it's difficult with a 6-man tag because you quite often sat in a place where you can't see anything. But again, back and forth. back and forth match. I do like tag team wrestling. Not a massive fan of 6-man tag matches, just because of the restricted view. That being said, they all put massive effort in. There was a couple of nasty bumps going off in the match, as there was bodies flying everywhere, especially with Joe Nelson being a high flyer and also Forever Young. They are high flyers and an actual tag team, which is always nice to see in independent wrestling. With Twister, Dirtbag Dave, and we just got him down as Rolling because we didn't quite hear his name when it was announced, unfortunately. Journalism. They came out as the winners, and that's what I was talking about, teams being chucked together and just, oh yeah, we'll chuck these two together. Although I get the feeling that Twister and Dirtbag Dave are actually a tag team, because they did announce them as DDT, which I think is a fantastic name actually. Very wrestling related, very wrestling orientated, which I really, really like. So yeah, 6-man tag, Twister, Dirtbag Dave and Rolling someone, I'm sure he's rolling somewhere, come out on top and win the match. And again, lots of good things to look forward to on Hope Future shows with all 6 of these guys. They put everything on the line for our entertainment, and yeah, really appreciate it. So again, good match, and we'll move on to the next match, which is a big match in fact. Moving on to the next match, it was quite a shocker, this one. We saw Kip Sabian come out, SUPERBAD come out of the curtain, enter the ring. You may see him on World of Sport on ITV. He is your Hope champion at the moment. So if you're watching this and you follow Hope Wrestling, you'll know that. If you're not, you now do. If you're just a casual wrestling fan, we have our Hope champion on World of Sport on ITV, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. Once again, the evolution has begun. SUPERBAD coming out of the curtain, entering the ring in his usual cocky self and his usual cocky persona, with his Hope Future Championships, to announce something very, very exciting. And what was that?
That he was going to wrestle someone from his training school in Batley.
Yes, he was given the task of choosing one of his students to come out at a Hope Future show. In this case, it was this Hope Future show, and face him in the ring. And who did he choose?
He chose Doris.
Man like Doris. I quite liked Doris. I thought it was really, really funny and quite very entertaining. He's got a very good character. So man like Doris comes out again, entertaining, entertaining entrance, good persona, and everything else. The crowd really got into this one. Obviously, with the Hope champion being in the ring, which is always a nice thing for a Future show, because we don't often see him at Future. But with the whole show named after him, you'd expect him to turn up, which he did, which was fantastic. Again, thoughts on the match?
Now, it was a actually good match, that one was.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Kip came out, and then he also announced that it was for the Hope Championship, which...
Yeah, that was
big step for Doris.
Massive shocker.
Yeah.
Of course, we would have loved Doris to win, but it was never really going to happen.
No.
But he did put up a massive fight, which was good, and it was a really entertaining match. We'll get to. So this was the precursor. This was your first half main event. SUPERBAD, usual self, doing all his SUPERBAD type stuff. Man like Doris was keeping up with him for a lot of the match, which was fantastic. In fact, the experience that showed on this one, with SUPERBAD, Kip Sabian as your winner and still Hope Wrestling champion. So again, Really good match. I would definitely go. I would definitely say this was the best match of the night, besides the Rumble. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it at this point, and definitely got me going for the second half. Well, the second half involved the future Rumble, in which the champion Warren Banks was made to defend his title against 30 men and women from the Hope Academy. So we're going to get into the Rumble, but before we do that, I'm going to take you through some events that led up to the Rumble. So Warren Banks and Liam Morley have been going at it for quite a while. Warren Banks doesn't like how King Morley does his business, and Liam Morley doesn't like Warren Banks. Clearly, this is the way it's going. So before the event, it was decreed by our king, Liam Morley, that Warren Banks would defend his championship going in at number 1 in the future Rumble. So he was put in a situation where he had very little chance of actually coming out with the championship. Warren Banks in at number 1. And Kyle Kingsley coming in at number 2. Just in time for number 3 entrant, which was a young lady, in fact, Natalie Stokes, which is fantastic. WWE wouldn't do a mixed Rumble, but Hope Wrestling do. So I'm going to take you through who came in. We've got Joe, we've got Jake, we've got Ruby, Mark Sanders, the briefcase holder, the man who can cash in at any time for a shot at the future championship. Put it on a good display. Seen him quite a few times, quite like him. He's no nonsense, straightforward, and he will put on a good show and bring the fight to anybody who he's in the ring with. So after Mark Sanders, we've got Riley Nova, we've got Troy, Big Papa Goose, and we go on to Antonio Gonzalez, one half of Forever Young, quite a staple in future Hope shows. It's of key note that Mark Sanders was actually eliminated from the Rumble. Again, this may play into later into the later events of this show. We've got a couple of more younger guys, a couple more younger women coming in, and then Liam Morley, our king, Liam Morley, comes in at number 15. He brings out Omen. Omen come into the ring, clear the whole ring. Everyone gets eliminated, leaving Liam Morley standing tall in the ring, and only Kyle Kingsley left in from those original 15 guys, 14 guys and girls. The reason being, Kyle Kingsley rolled under the bottom rope, and we all know in a Rumble you have to go over the top and both feet must touch the floor. And again, that will play out later on as well with the next few entrants. And Liam Morley left in the ring, just about to throw Kyle Kingsley out of the ring. Hustle Malone's music hits. He hits the ring. He beats up our King Liam Morley and throws him out. King Morley is eliminated. So Hustle Malone comes in, throws Liam Morley out of the ring. Kai Payne is next. Liam is gone. He's out of the ring. Kai Payne and Hustle Malone had a match earlier on the night. The first match of the evening, in fact. Put on a fantastic show. Things are starting to happen now. So Joe Nelson, your new Kings of Flight champion, beating El Ligero on the 20th of July. 20th of July in Mansfield at the Forest Town Arena. he is your new Kings of Flight champion if you're catching up on this. Liam Smith, Luna Rocks, Dave DeVille, Liam Morley's real life brother-in-law, comes into the ring and he will play a key part later on. We've got Kieran, we've got Jacob Daniels, Zach Morris, Tyler Owens, then we've got Carnage, spelled K-H-A-R-N-A-G-E, because why not? This is wrestling. Big guy, threw a few people out, put on again a good show. Everyone attacked him and managed to get him out eventually. And then you've got Fowler, you've got Twister, Dirtbag Dave, and the number 30 entrant, the surprise entrant, the former owner of Hope Wrestling, Harvey Dale, comes out at number 30, gets in the ring. He is then distracted by our king Liam Morley again. He's very ever present in this show. And Liam Morley distracts Harvey Dale, and Harvey Dale gets thrown out by David DeVille. The last four were Fowler, David DeVille, Kyle Kingsley. Mark Sanders comes in and cashes in as David DeVille is about to be eliminated by Kyle Kingsley. Cashes in his briefcase. And then it's down to the final three. So, Mark Sanders comes in. He's re-entered the Rumble at this point. Kyle Kingsley manages to get David DeVille out of the ring after some fantastic performance from David DeVille and of course Kai Payne. Many times he got thrown out of the ring and managed to skin the cat. Both feet must touch the floor. Didn't touch the floor. He managed to stay in the ring for a very long time along with Kyle Kingsley. David DeVille gets thrown out. Superman punch from Kyle Kingsley. Mark Sanders throws Kyle Kingsley out of the ring. And your new future champion is Mark Sanders, having cashed in his money briefcase for the title shot. So that takes us through everything that's happened in this Rumble. And the events of the night were not quite finished just yet. Warren Banks runs out of the changing rooms, attacks Liam Morley, just as I was talking to him, might add. Attacks Liam Morley, wrestlers, female wrestlers, male wrestlers, staff on hand, separate the two, Warren Banks and Liam Morley, try to separate them. Warren Banks goes for Liam Morley goes for Warren Banks. Eventually they were separated and the events did calm down. But that's leading us to the next evolution where Liam Morley and Warren Banks will go at it in a death match. Support your local shows in wrestling if you are a wrestling fan. If you're a true wrestling fan, go and see an indie show. You will not be disappointed. A couple of future dates for Hope Wrestling fans watching this video. The 5th anniversary show is going to be absolutely epic. 10th of August, Forest Town Arena in Mansfield. The next Hope Future is on the 21st of September. Join Hope Wrestling fans and Hope Wrestling on Facebook and Twitter and on all that. They've just got a new YouTube channel, so subscribe to that as well. And don't forget Cheap Shot Entertainment on Twitter, on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you like this video, drop us a like, leave a comment down below the video, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell if you want to hear more from us. If you want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button. Adios.